Hello everyone, I'm Simon, and this is the first episode of my Anno 2070 series. Um, I'm going to start playing multiplayer games as I think that will be most exciting for you guys to watch because there will be some competition. I'm probably also going to do the missions, but as you can see I have already done some of the missions, so I could just start again, but I'll see about that later. Now, wait, I have to go back to the mission map. I'll join a multiplayer game. Let's see. It's nothing with players really, so I hope. Let's refresh it. Still nothing good. Um, Let me show you a bit of the game. So basically, you have your missions map with your missions, like 4 missions in the first chapter. I've played them all. Basically, you travel to Site 13 on behalf of Global Trust Incorporated to assist you in the execution of the 2-year plan. Um, the 2-year plan is actually a plan of Global Trust, which is a big corporation, to have more profits, I guess. And they are building a huge dam with a hydro electric generator, and I have to assist them in that. So basically Anno 2070 is about building societies and cities um, in the year 2070. So basically the whole earth has flooded except for a few islands, and well, all the coastlines have been moved because of the melting of the polar caps, and the earth is no longer ruled by governments of countries but by big corporations, and the main ones are the Eden Initiative, which is basically the ecological guys, and then there's Global Trust, which I worked for in the first missions. Let's take the box. Um, so they are basically a big corporation that's focused on profits, but not on and they're not focused on the ecology, and they don't really care about the environment. And then you have the SAAT, which is basically a scientist corporations, and they develop new technologies. No, I can't really find a good game, so let's take continuous play. What, normal or easy? Uh, let's see. Well, let's just take that's private, only war. Well, I'm not that experienced, so I won't take an only war game. Well, this sounds good, I guess. I hope I don't get kicked. So now I am loading the multiplayer lobby, I guess. Don't know why it takes this long. It normally does not take that long. Let's take another one. Anything with players? This one. Lobby's already full. Let's take this one then. I wonder why it's loading that long. So about Anno 2070, I think it's it's a sequel to the Anno series, which are basically a series of games that look like Age of Empires, and they didn't used to be futuristic, but with this new game Anno 2070 they went futuristic, and I think they did very well. The game worked out really well. I guess multiplayer isn't really available now for some reason. I'm going to try one more time. Let's take this one. If it doesn't work out, I'll just go on single player to continue to show you the game, because I won't ruin your time, waste your time by doing useless stuff. Okay, this is not going to work. Let's see. We're going to go for normal difficulty because I've never played on difficult, but I
Selected
guess
mission
it would be
objectives for
quite
this
hard for me.
sector loaded.
Yeah, so this is Eve. She's basically my integrated computer, and she tells me everything. I think the game developers did quite a good job there, because Eve is quite useful. So yeah, now I'm starting, and I have to choose between Eden Initiative and Global Trust. So basically, do I want to go for the green guys or the profit guys? I'll earn more money here, which is important. Well, it's not that important. In the beginning you have enough money, and Eden Initiative supports the ecology more. Well, I prefer the buildings of Eden Initiative. I think they look better, so I'll go for that. Usually I'm not that into ecological stuff, but let's go with them for now. So this is the world. As you can see, Spain has partially flooded, is not attached to France anymore. Britain is flooded, Belgium, where I live, is flooded. Scandinavia seems to have taken the floods quite well, so the polar cap over here is gone. West coast of the US, mostly gone. I mean East Coast, stupid me, sorry for that. So okay, this is my arc. It's basically my maritime base.
Communication
and this will spawn my ship.
Online.
Okay, so this is my ship. Now I need to find an island, which was pretty hard, as you can see. Now I want a long coastline, but I guess this isn't possible, because if you have these rocks, you can't build anything on them, like fisheries or, well, just anything that has to be near the sea. But we can always build a harbor around here and attach fisheries. So this is my how's it called? It's a warehouse. Basically stores my goods, and it's the central beginning point of my city. So now I can build building modules for building materials, building modules. So, well, it's basically the factories at the beginning, and the city center, which is the center of your residential area. Now I'm going to place it over here so it can cover quite a big area.
Additional buildings now available.
Okay, so I have additional buildings, which is basically just a house, I think. Roads, stuff like that. Okay, so let's delete these messages. Also, as you could hear, Eve told me that I had new buildings, and that's quite useful, because usually I don't really watch notifications on the right, and well, if Eve tells me what happens, that's quite useful, because then I hear something happened, and my stupid little brain can process that. So now I built some houses for my workers. You don't need them for the factories, which is, I mean, I would prefer another game mechanic, like, you know, you need workers for the factories, but actually you just need them for your taxes, so that you could pay buildings and infrastructures and such. Now let's build my first construction site. Basically I'm going to build a, what's it called, basalt extraction. So it needs some extraction fields, which look quite cool, I think. Let's show them to you. These are the extraction fields. Well, they all look quite futuristic. And then we have the smelter, which smelts the granules that we get from the basalt extractor, and basically makes building modules that will be needed to build houses and other stuff that is needed. Now I will already build a fishery, which is needed for food. My colony, my new colony, I guess you could call it that, will start expanding. was gonna build a wind park for electricity. Can be quite useful. Now I'm going to put it near the ocean because if windmills are too close to each other, they affect each other's, well, capacity, and they lower their capacity. So if I put this one over here, then the next one can be put over here, and they don't influence each other. So I'll put this one near the ocean. Okay, so that's my colony so far. I'm going to cut this episode here, and I hope I can see you next time. Goodbye, guys.